Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Tanner here and welcome back to a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about which ninja made the best villain. Now obviously throughout Ninjago's run there have been several examples of the ninja going evil, whether that be by choice or whether they were controlled. That's pretty much irrelevant in this video. We're just going to be discussing which ninja made the best villain. Every single ninja as of this current moment in time has had some type of moment where they've turned to the dark side, turned evil in some way. So we're going to go through each ninja in this video and kind of discuss how they were as a villain and discuss maybe their future potential as a villain too in the case of a few ninjas. So let's go ahead and get started here. Again, this is all just my own opinion. This isn't like a specifically ranked video or anything like that, but I just wanted to give my own personal thoughts on these, I guess, villainous ninja. And again, every single ninja has had a moment in which they were evil, even though some of them were extremely brief. So let's go ahead and get to it by talking about the first example, that being Cole. Now, Cole as a ninja has gone evil a few times, and he's one of the first examples that we saw in the series of a ninja going rogue. Of course, this wasn't by choice. This was during the Rise of the Snakes arc, in which he was hypnotized by the Hypnobrai and kind of forced to go against the ninja. As evil Cole, he was extremely strong, and his raw brute strength posed to be a challenge to the rest of the ninja team, which really didn't know how to combat that strength. They really didn't know what to do in that situation. Cole was basically mind controlled. He didn't have any control over his abilities or his actions, and I can only imagine what that would be like nowadays. Just imagine Cole being as powerful as he is right now, going evil again, or being controlled by somebody. He would basically be unstoppable. I have a feeling that modern day Cole would be too strong for the ninja to beat just single-handedly. I feel like they would need to do some other various tactic in order to get Cole back to the good side, and if his evil appearance the first time around is anything to go off of, yes, Cole would be a very difficult opponent if he were to be an actual villain. Now Cole, again, as I mentioned, has been evil a few times. He was also turned evil very briefly during the Rise of the Spinjitzu Master episode, basically the finale of season 2, when he was hit by dark matter and kind of turned into an evil zombie-like being. Now we didn't really see a whole lot of Cole in this scenario as evil Cole, so we can't really, I guess, assume a whole lot about it, as we don't really know a whole lot about it, but I do think that this design for evil Cole is a lot better compared to the original one. I do feel like this is probably the best that Cole has looked as a villain, so I'm not really too, I guess, disappointed by this. He still looked really menacing, but unfortunately we didn't really see a whole lot of what he could do during this evil, I guess, dark matter corruption. So in general, Cole as an evil villain works really well, but I don't feel like he will become evil anytime soon. I feel like villainous Cole has kind of, I guess, stayed his welcome in Ninjago, if you will. I don't think he's going to be going evil anytime soon again. Next up, let's talk about Jay. Now, Jay was barely evil in the slightest. Out of all the ninja, he's probably the ninja that has had the least amount of experience being a villain, and the only time that he was kind of an evil villain was during the final battle arc as well. And just like Cole, he was hit by dark matter and was kind of turned into like this zombie being thing. Now, as we saw with Nia, these dark matter corruptions can actually make you pretty powerful and pretty angry, but we haven't really seen a whole lot of what Jay specifically could do during this instance. Except for a quick, brief sword fight that he had with Zayn on the tower, there wasn't really a whole lot else that really, I guess, expressed Jay's evilness in this current point of time. So as it stands, we can't really discuss a whole lot about Jay's evil mentality, as he wasn't really evil for any given time. He's the ninja with the least amount of evil experience, as I've said previously. Next up, let's talk about Zayn. Now, Zayn is actually a very interesting case, because now we finally get into the ninja that actually were evil for a long period of time. From the actual timeline that was established in season 11, it's very safe to say that Zayn was probably an evil dictator longer than he was a ninja, and that's something to be, I guess, noted as well. Zayn during season 11 was corrupted by the Scroll of Forbidden Spinjitzu, and after he was sent back in time into the past by Esphira, he kind of lived out his life into the modern day as the evil Ice Emperor, pretty much ruling over the Neverrealm under the control of Forbidden Spinjitzu and being manipulated by General Vex. Of course, this wasn't by Zayn's choice. Again, there were a couple factors going into, I guess, his mindset during his time as the Ice Emperor in season 11, but it was still kind of shocking to see Zayn actually in this position, because the Ice Emperor had supposedly committed a lot of, genocide, for example, a lot of bad, evil crimes, so it's kind of surprising to see Zayn in that position. Unfortunately, when Zayn was turned good again, he didn't really have any of those consequences lay onto him. There was never really anything that suggested that Zayn was kind of hurting from his experience as the Ice Emperor. He just kind of moved on with his life and called it good from there, which in my opinion isn't really super realistic, but I do understand why they made that choice. It doesn't really make sense for Zayn to kind of feel the repercussions of that if the series is going to move on to bigger and better things after season 11. So in a way, I'm kind of disappointed, but I understand why they made that choice for his character. But overall, Zayn being the Ice Emperor was probably the most evil that we've seen any of the ninja during any point in time, because not only did Zayn have the, I guess, Forbidden Spinjitzu impacting his decisions, he also was being manipulated by General Vex, who had his own little quarrels in the Never Realm, so he was kind of laying that onto Zayn and having Zayn do his bidding, which I guess is kind of interesting and kind of appropriate considering Vex's character. But overall, I feel like Zayn as the Ice Emperor is probably the only time we're going to be seeing evil Zayn again. I do need to mention again, like the other ninja, he was shown off as being possessed by dark matter during a brief cameo in season 2's final episode. You can kind of see it there ever so slightly. It was only on screen for a few seconds, but Zayn was turned evil as a result of dark matter. So judging from this, he lost his battle with Evil Cole and Evil Jay and turned to the dark side just like his comrades. So I guess we have to note that as well. But like the other evil dark matter possessed ninja, we didn't really see Zayn do anything in this form. So next up, let's talk about Nia. So Nia was evil during her time in season 2 after being corrupted by dark matter. Now she's probably the best example of a dark matter corrupted character actually doing things and actually being evil. We saw her do a lot of dark things during her time as being a dark matter possessed zombie. Basically, she helped out the Overlord and she basically took on the ninja during the finale of season 2. As I said earlier, before the battle actually went back to Ninjago City, they fought each other on the Dark Island. Nia actually took on all 4 of the ninja, and during the battle the ninja tried their best to, I guess, avoid hurting Nia, but of course Nia didn't operate in the same way. She was very much focused on hurting the ninja, maybe even killing them. So it's pretty easy to see what dark matter does, and unfortunately we never really saw this happen to the other ninja that were possessed by dark matter. We only saw these effects on Nia, which again is kind of good enough. I mean, I feel like the dark matter effects were made very clear during Nia's corruptions, so I don't feel like it takes that much imagination to, I guess, figure out what the other ninja would do if they were corrupted by dark matter. But yeah, Nia being evil in season 2 was kind of an interesting topic. She wasn't really on the good side throughout the final battle, and I'm really happy with her actual villainous performance in season 2. Next up, we're going to be talking about Lloyd. So Lloyd has a long history of being evil / being possessed, etc. Let's start off with his original appearance. So when Lloyd was introduced, he was obviously a very small child, obviously trying to take over from his father, Lord Garmadon, and become Ninjago's new Dark Lord. Now, there are a few things wrong with this. First of all, Lloyd himself is not morally evil. He actually does have a good heart, so he wasn't really evil in the slightest. So we can't really count that original appearance of Lloyd as being evil Lloyd because he wasn't really evil. The main instance of Lloyd becoming evil, though, came with possession, when he was possessed by Morrow and his body was actually taken over by the Wind Ghost to become an actual evil version of himself. Now, of course, again, this was not by Lloyd's choice. Morrow was possessing him during this time, and he really didn't have any control over his own body, but he tried to fight back ever so slightly. There are a few moments in season 5 where Lloyd tries to fight back against Morrow's possession, but for the most part, it doesn't really work. Morrow had a pretty good lock on Lloyd's character as it goes, and I really doubt that Lloyd ever once during Morrow's possession had full control. Morrow was just that powerful on Lloyd's body, and there really wasn't much that Lloyd could do about it. So again, I do need to count this because technically this is evil Lloyd, but this is more Morrow than anything, so obviously it's not specifically Lloyd. Another instance of evil Lloyd that I need to bring up is during the Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu arc, where Lloyd tries out Forbidden Spinjitzu for the first time. He kind of goes dark a little bit. He kind of becomes corrupt by the scroll, pretty much foreshadowing what it would be on Zayn later on in the season. But for the most part, Lloyd pretty much gave off very aggressive vibes during his time using Forbidden Spinjitzu, but he wasn't necessarily evil as of yet. So I do need to say that technically this is not evil Lloyd, but I did need to mention it on the list because it is a moment of Lloyd, I guess, acting out and being aggressive towards his fellow ninja, and obviously that was just because he was being corrupted by the scroll of Forbidden Spinjitzu. Now let's move on to Kai. Now Kai is obviously the most famous example of a ninja going evil, at least in my own opinion. Kai was always full of jealousy and rage, especially during the first couple of seasons, but after, I guess, he accepted that his fate was not to be the Green Ninja, he kind of eased into his Red Ninja identity a little bit more and kind of, I guess, accepted that he would be the Fire Ninja, protector of the Green Ninja, so I guess that's something. But then it was revealed in season 4, after he was corrupted by the Staff of Elements, that he actually was still jealous of Lloyd and still thought that he should have been the Green Ninja. Now, I don't think this is actually the Staff of Elements talking here. I feel like this is the Staff of Elements bringing out Kai's, I guess, evil intention. With all this power that Kai had in season 4 during his, I guess, wielding of the Staff of Elements, he genuinely felt like he was one of the most powerful beings in Ninjago. And obviously that aggression and, I guess, egotism and that rage that he felt throughout the first couple of seasons finally took over here, and Kai showed his true colors. I think out of all the ninja, Kai has the most amount of potential to become a legitimate villain in the future just because of his personality and just because of his, I guess, fiery passion and his jealousy. I feel like overall Kai's passion, being so red hot like fire, is a weakness for him. I feel like that overall kind of encourages his dark emotions to rise up more, especially when he's given a high dose of power, just like he got in season 4 with the Staff of Elements. So I have a feeling that if any of the ninja were to become evil, in an example of them being non-corrupted or non-taken over by anything, I feel like Kai would naturally be a villain just on his own. I feel like he could genuinely become a villain later on in Ninjago's timeline if they really wanted to do that. Again, as a hero, Kai makes perfect sense. I feel like Kai is very much a ninja at heart, but he does have those emotions that might drive him to do a few evil things in the future, specifically his jealousy and his rage. So I do need to mention that really quick. And the only time that Kai was actually, I guess, evil was during the season 4 arc in which he wielded the Staff of Elements, which we already had discussed here. So that'll pretty much do it for Kai, and that'll pretty much do it for this video. Again, there are other examples of ninja allies being evil, other characters being good and turning evil, or vice versa, but in this video we were specifically talking about the ninja themselves. The 6 ninja, every single one of them has been evil at some point in time, and I kind of discussed the circumstances that turn them evil and which ninja has the most amount of potential to be a legitimate villain, which I still feel like is Kai. That does not mean that I hate Kai by any means. I think Kai is a very good character, but he has a lot of legitimate flaws that might corrupt him to the dark side later on. So let me know what you think about this video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know which example of a villainous ninja is your favorite, and which ninja do you think has the most amount of potential to become a legitimate bad guy later on. Leave all your thoughts down below, and I look forward to reading what you guys come up with. With all that being said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links down below in the description for my other forms of social media. As always, big shout out goes out to my Patreon supporters, including once again the marvelous Jan. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Once again, my name is TannerFishies, and with that I bid you farewell.